Hi everyone, welcome back to L'AMOUR La Musique. I have a behemoth of a video for you today. Now every year since I've been working with Beauty Heroes, I do what I call an annual retrospective. So you know I've been reviewing the Beauty Heroes boxes for 8+ years now, and I've gotten a bit away from doing monthly reviews just because my life has gotten so much busier, but I still try and review as many boxes as I can individually. But then I like to year by year do a retrospective look at the 12 boxes and give more longitudinal thoughts, what my favorite boxes were, and just tackle it like that. And people seem to find this useful. I have a playlist of all my past retrospectives, which I'll of course include down below. Now here's what happened. I had a baby in October of 2021, and I think around February of 2022, when the Earthwise boxes last year came out, I made my list of all of the 2021 boxes from January 2021 to January of 2022. And I fully intended to get that filmed in the spring, you know, March, April, May at the latest. Now here we are, and it's November, and I essentially now have let another year lapse, and we're gonna be doing a 2-year retrospective today. We are going to be covering the January 2021 Beauty Heroes box all the way up through today, November of 2022. So it's this 2 months shy of 2 years. Just a few quick logistical things before we dive into a box that was featured 2 years ago. One is that Beauty Heroes, as the years have progressed, they have updated their subscription model. They used to just do 3, 6, and 12-month subscriptions. Then they introduced a monthly subscription, meaning you could cancel after 1 month and kind of have it ongoing rolling. And then just recently, they've introduced the option where you can just buy a one-time box without a subscription. Now, the only downside to that is that you can't get any discount on it. So I always have a discount code with Beauty Heroes for first-time subscription subscribers. It's LAMOUR15. And it's good on 3, 6, 12 month. I don't know, maybe it would work if you did the 1 month recurring subscription box as well. But I did want to let you know that the one-time boxes are just available as a flat-out purchase now, just free of any discounts. Okay, if I can think of any other logistical things, I'll include them as we go along or at the end. For the sake of trying to get through this in under an hour, let's see. Let's start with the January 2021 box. Surprise, surprise, I don't have these products around anymore. Actually, I have quite a bit from 2021, but I do not have the January box. And it was featuring the Fit Glow Night Essence, Fit Glow Vita Rich Cream, and the Fit Glow Night Serum. Now, my quick thought on this is that after all of these years, I just am not a fan of Fit Glow skincare. I think the first time I tried them through Beauty Heroes, like 2017-ish, it was very novel because the scent profile is so different. It's not herbal. It has a very light, refreshing, feminine smell that's appealing. And I've talked about all of my thoughts with Fit Glow before. Basically, I can like the products in the beginning, but I get a really steep diminishing return on how my skin likes them. I've tried quite a few products and I just have never found anything that I've liked beyond a couple of weeks. Like once the novelty of testing the product is worn off, I've never had any long-term success with Fit Glow skincare. Their makeup is completely a different story. I love their makeup. I think it's some of the best in the eco makeup world. I'll be talking about that more when I do a 2022 makeup crit, which will be coming up probably in December. So suffice to say, not a huge fan of this box. I do know though that a lot of people enjoy them, particularly the night lip serum. I had high hopes for that. I personally just find it way too tacky and uncomfortable and thick and heavy. It's the same reason I never liked the Bite Agave lip mask, just not for me. I do have this product. It was the Yina. This was around the time that they rebranded from 5 Yina to Yina Recovery Body Treatment with Horsetail and Buddha Citrus, and the beautiful Yina Body Gua Sha Comb. I think that's all that was in the box. That's what it's made of, Beyond Stone, similar to the Wildling Beauty stones that use the same material. I got pregnant in January of 2021, so I did not use this. They do say that it's safe for pregnancy, but I had a pretty hard line stance against most essential oils during my pregnancy, and I kind of fully intended to return to it when I was postpartum, and I kind of just, I did try it actually about a year ago, and the product does stay good for a while, the balm, but I found it to be way too strongly scented. But you have to keep in mind that the last 2 years for me have been pregnancy and postpartum. So that's gonna really inform a lot of my sensitivity to scents and preferences. So yeah, very, very sprucey, like just strong. I did kind of make a good faith effort to try it. It just was way too strong for me. And I have found that with other Yina products before. They're just a level too intense for me, I guess, at least in this chapter of my life. But I am happy to have the body stone as part of my home kit, as it were. I truthfully have absolutely a negative amount of time to do body gua sha, facial gua sha, like anything extraneous. I just, young kids. I certainly did not understand people that had young kids and literally like don't even have time to brush their teeth, but I get it now. It truly is that all consuming to have small children. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and it is extremely tough. So moving on, March of 2021 was the Ranavat Imperial Glow and Sacred Rose hand cream. I don't have either of these products anymore. Imperial Glow is in that same packaging that the cream cleanser is in. It's in like a rollable metal tube, and it's a very, very gentle physical exfoliant. I don't think it's jojoba spheres. I feel like it's bamboo particles or something. It's extremely gentle, and I did test this during pregnancy. I felt comfortable doing so. And look, I found it to be a nice companion to the creamy face cleanser, which I had used previously for years and really enjoyed. So I'm picky with my exfoliants, physical and chemical or acid. And I found it to be really nice. I think I probably remember using about 3/4 of that tube, and it has long since been decluttered. The Sacred Rose hand cream was little, if I'm remembering correctly, and I think I used it and enjoyed it. I truthfully don't have a ton of recollection of it. It's in beautiful packaging though, from what I remember. And the Ranavat Rose is very unique. Ranavat has their own spin on rose, very cool, very watery. And there may have been something else in that box, but the only thing I have written down is Imperial Glow and Sacred Rose. Okay, April I do have. The box was featuring the Deep Cleanse Antioxidant Mask and the Age Defiance Eye Serum, I think. I really like the mask. The eye serum I found to be a bit middling. I have a bunch of these for some reason. I have like 2 or 3 backups of this product. Mukti Skincare, hit or miss for me. It's not a total miss the way Fit Glow Skincare is, but yeah, this is a new one of these. This is by far my favorite Mukti skincare product I've ever used. For a clay-based product, which I am almost positive that's what this is. I have to refresh my memory. Aloe, yes. Second ingredient is kale and clay. It also has papaya extract, so that's why I think I liked it so much. It has both a gentle drawing, clarifying effect as well as a very gentle resurfacing from the papaya, which overall my skin seems to do really well with. I find this to be such a quick, easy way to get just like a deep clean, but in a way that I'm comfortable with. I take an extremely conservative approach to my skincare. I do not like to over-treat, but of course I still like to use products that I really feel like I'm having an experience with. And this is definitely like an experience type of product. It's sort of a spa at home type of product. The smell I absolutely love. It's Mukti, a lot of their products kind of smell like straw or hay. Like it reminds me a bit of a horse barn. I mean that in a very endearing, lovable way. But yeah, this is a huge rave for me. I remember being really excited that they were featuring this in a box, and my skin has always responded extremely well to it. The Age Defiance Eye Serum, I just did not find to do very much for me. I remember using this for maybe a month and then I kind of gave up. I mean, that's the case with 9 out of 10 eye products that I use. I just find them to be, over time a bit of a letdown. Nothing terribly wrong with it. I just did not find it to be something that I was going to make a mainstay in my routine. It was lightweight. You could use this in the morning. I just have I guess, other products that I would prefer. I also remember it not being moisturizing enough. And this did come in the spring, right? April. Chicago in April is still really cold and dry for the most part. So I didn't find this to be heavy enough either from what I remember. Okay, May, it was another box I was quite excited to see because it had a product that I had been using for about a year, maybe 2, and really enjoying. And I only have one of the products. The Blissoma Photonic, which is Blissoma's SPF 28, I believe, and the Aura Phyto Brightening Serum. Now, I had tried both products before and really liked both of them. Photonic, I can't remember if I used that bottle. I may have gifted it away because I was using Farizad's Veil, really dedicated to that and loving it from Earthwise. And now the only SPF I have is the Le Prunier Plum Screen, which I think is fantastic. Ever so slightly easier to use than Photonic. Photonic is excellent though from Blissoma. Very lightweight texture, dries down quite matte, which I think a lot of people are looking for with eco sunscreens. And before the Le Prunier came around, I would say the Blissoma Photonic, that's the one I was always recommending to people, and I still would recommend it. I just think the Le Prunier, a little bit more moisturizing, a little bit easier to use, and packaging probably a little bit better because it's hard when these pumps, it's just hard to get the dregs of a product out and you end up having quite a bit of wasted product left in the bottle. So that would be, I guess, my critique. Now the Phyto Brightening Serum, I pulled this from my active skincare drawer. I'm using this right now. I'm interchanging it as a morning serum with Earthwise Ambrosia do Cerrado, which I talked really extensively about in 2 recent videos, actually. My Earthwise review of the cleansers, mists, and serums. And then I just did a video on Patreon with my top 8 favorite eco skincare products from my top 8 favorite eco skincare brands. And I'll give away one of them, Ambrosia do Cerrado from Earthwise. So talked really at length about that product recently. Now, Aura, I decided to put back in rotation because when you look at the ingredients of this, it's so rare to find a serum that doesn't have a lot of weird additives and ingredients, even in Green Beauty. I don't know, sometimes I just feel like other ingredients slip their way into Green Beauty serums. I mean, there's also like bakuchiol, astaxanthin. These are just ingredients that I'm not personally a fan of. CBD, right? And this is really just like a pure herbal formulation in an aloe base, and so I'm about that life. It's a little more complex than Ambrosia do Cerrado, so I just like to have it in rotation to mix it up, and I like it a lot. I find it very nourishing. I find it very pleasant to use. I love it with a little bit of oil over top in the morning, and yeah, I'm a fan. I'm using it right now. Okay, June featured Blue Alchemy, and the 2 products were, it was a new release, the Nocturnal Repair Active Emulsion and the Antioxidant Face Oil. I put both of these aside because I was pregnant at the time, like I'm saying, but I did sort of briefly test them. Actually, this is still like a full bottle of oil that I think I'm gonna start using because I really like this product. I've used a full bottle of it before, years ago. You know, I'm pretty happy with the formula. This does have ascorbyl palmitate vitamin C ester in it. It would be the only thing I'm not super duper a fan of, but otherwise, jojoba, macadamia, green tea, red raspberry, kakadu plum. I find it to just be very nourishing. I like the scent. It's kind of spicy and invigorating. So I'm gonna start using that now. This has Banksia and Chebula. It's in an aloe-based strawberry seed oil. So this is one of those products, people were talking a lot about how it has that sort of strawberry chocolatey scent. It definitely does. Kupuku butter, rice bran oil, shea, niacinamide, shiitake mushroom, manuka honey, beriti, and then it has some peptides in it. It was just one of those things I wasn't super comfortable having it be a regular part of my routine during pregnancy. I did try it, and I kind of had a hard time working with this product. Honestly, I was never really sure if I should use it alone or layered. I can't tell if it's gone off or not. Still actually, yeah, I think it smells okay. Maybe I'll try testing this again. Kind of always had meant to return to it after I had my baby. But, you know, in testing it, I just found it to be a bit of a confusing product, I guess. Like, it's not terribly necessary. I'd prefer to use a balm. Nocturnal Repair implies you should use this in the evening to kind of regenerate the skin overnight. And I just have lots of really beautiful balms or pressed serum type of products that I prefer to use at night. So this kind of like wasn't enough on its own, at least in the wintertime in Chicago, but I'm probably due to test it a little bit more. I'm gonna put those back into my rotation. Let's just kind of put unfinished business around that box. Okay, July, Lil Fox. 2 products were Marshmallow Poof and Acid Glow. Again, pregnancy, not really interested in trying extremely active products. God, I mean, the really honest thing for me to say about Lil Fox, and there are 2 more products that were featured in 2022, and my feelings are really the same. It was the Ambrosia Eye Serum and the Blue Legume Mask, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I do think that they're fun to use. You know, my favorite product from her Haute, like her Haute Couture range, which is what I believe these are from, maybe not, but the vitamin C product that made me actually kind of have an open mind again to vitamin C. Because I was using vitamin C's back in the day, like the My Shell vitamin C and some of the other ones you could just get on the shelves of Whole Foods, and they were like destroying my skin, like really drying my skin out. And vitamin C serums have come such a long way, mostly because people have started using different forms that are well tolerated by most skins, meaning they're not so disruptive and drying. That's probably my favorite product in that range. I got burning from the Acid Glow product, and I just don't think peptides honestly are that effective. I just find them to be a bit of a marketing strategy, and I don't find them to really deliver. It's kind of similar to hyaluronic acid, and the truth is, empirical truth is kind of coming out on hyaluronic acid. People are sending me posts from like bigger skincare accounts saying that hyaluronic acid is the most, I mean, oh God, there's so much to say. Controversy sells on social media. So now all of these big skincare accounts who've been peddling this ingredient for years are like, oh, it turns out it's actually really overhyped. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you only need your own empirical experience to know that it's overhyped and potentially even, you know, detrimental to the skin. It's certainly not a good long-term ingredient to use, in my opinion. And with peptides, I mean, I think they're kind of harmless. I just don't think that they really do very much, to be honest. But I think they're a fun experience. She makes interesting colors. So it's something a little bit different experientially. So that, I guess that's kind of what I have to say. Definitely my favorite box of the year, and I'm probably such a lone wolf with this because it's so unassuming, kind of boring, but so solid. And I guess that's my approach to skin. I want really high quality products that are simple, minimal, effective, and that I want to repurchase, right? And so that box was with a brand that was totally new to me, Ingredients. The products were the plant water mist, the body oil, and the face serum. This was my gateway to kind of just, I mean, not really falling in love with the brand. This is not really a brand that you kind of fall in love with. It's a brand that you want to just rely on for staples. And so they so seamlessly just slotted into my like, okay, time to repurchase this from Beauty Heroes. I need to stock up on my nasal sprays, my deodorants. I enjoyed all 3 of these very, very much. My favorite was probably the mist. It was so perfect for pregnancy. All of these were. I think I may have put the body oil aside because it had some essential oils in it. But the face serum, again, no hyaluronic acid. They list all the ingredients out and the percentages. I didn't find this to be a repurchase for me, the serum, just because there's other ones I have that I like a bit more, but so solid. Like I definitely would use this again. I have enjoyed pretty much everything I've tried from this brand. A couple things I still haven't tried, like I haven't tried their cleanser. I think there's a few other things, but I rely on them. Their products are a constant repurchase for me from Beauty Heroes. So this was definitely my favorite box of 2021. I don't know what, make of that what you will. They're not flashy at all, but so solid. Okay, then in September, we celebrated Beauty Heroes' 7-year anniversary in September of 2021. And they put together a 5-product anniversary box, and I'm shocked that I have all 5 products here in front of me. I had done a quick little montage of these on Instagram, and I had to go and rewatch it to remind myself. So the products were Graydon Face Glow. This is actually like full size. I never used it because I actually don't really care for this product. Innersense Detox Hair Mask, Nopalera Moisturizing Botanical Bar, Violets Are Blue Eye Illuminate Gel Cream and Blissoma Clay Renewal Treatment. So I think this was a nice assortment of products, and these two I had tried before and everything else was new to me. I had gone through a full Graydon face glow before, and it was one of those products that I was just so sick and tired of by the end. It probably added a bit too much warmth to my skin personally. I was mixing this with tinted moisturizers. I did like it for about 70% and then of the package, and it was just hard for me to get through the end, and I got really fatigued on it. But I do think it's nice, especially if you have a warmer complexion or you want to warm up your complexion. I do think it's nice. Innersense Detox Hair Mask. I just never have time to use products like this, but I think it's great to have a detox scalp product. Lord knows I need products like this, but I tend to go more for the Nature of Things scalp scrub, which came in a more recent Beauty Heroes box, but really good staple. I think that this maybe even showed up in October box. I don't remember. Yeah, this may have also shown up again in the October box from just a couple months ago. Nopalera Moisturizing Botanical Bar. This is a brand new one. I had tried it before. I think it's a nice concept. You know, it's like a travel-friendly solid moisturizer, and it just melts on contact with your skin. I don't know, I found it like a little bit of a faff to use. The quality of it just degraded more quickly than I anticipated. It got kind of gritty, if I'm remembering correctly, and I just kind of stopped using it, to be honest. I don't know, if we do some travel, maybe I'll throw that in. The Blissoma Clay Renewal Treatment, slightly too clarifying for me personally, unless it's summertime, June, July, August, or you live in a very humid climate, you're oily combination. I'm normal, like down the middle, tend to go dry and dehydrated if I get out of balance, and it's just a little bit too clarifying, but beautiful product. If you have, you know, maybe a different skin type or live in a different climate than I do. And then this is the product I was most excited about, because I don't know, even though I find them almost all to be underwhelming, I'm always excited to try a new eye product. And the Violets Are Blue Eye Illuminate Gel Cream, I have to say, you know, so kind of similar to the Musique. I used it for, you know, 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, and then I was like, I don't know if I just prefer an eye oil. This was kind of very light, watery texture. Less of a, definitely more of like, they call it a gel cream. It's a serum. Definitely more like an eye serum. So I remember trying to layer this with other stuff. I prefer a more nourishing eye product, I guess. Okay, October was the Joaquina Botanica box featuring the Hydrating Glow Oil and the Hydrating Essence. Now, this brand and product is like a complete blur because I had my baby in the beginning of October. So this box came sometime in September. I was very pregnant. Yeah, I was just like everything from mid-September for like months afterwards is like wiped from my memory. I think I tried to use these postpartum, the Calendula and Peptides Hydrating Essence, Hydrating Glow Oil. I really have nothing to say about these. Maybe I should try using them again. I do have a good girlfriend who kind of fell in love with this brand after this box and wanted to in particular, I think she really liked the oil. It's a South American brand. I believe she's from Colombia. This has hyaluronic acid in it. I think that's probably, I'm seeing that here on the box, probably why I didn't really use it. Please, I implore brands or consumers to start trying to get the message out to brands that this is just an unnecessary ingredient and that like consumers are moving away from it and don't want it. Or, you know, maybe that's just me and the people that I talk to. I don't know. Let me know what you thought of this box. I really have zero opinion on it as I sit here doing a review. Okay, November. Couscous D-Drops and Lemon Body Potion. Now, I was excited about these, and I did return to these postpartum. In particular, I was really excited about this, and I have to say, even though they both have CBD in them, which is not an ingredient I have any interest in using regularly, I like this product. It's honestly probably one of my favorite products from the whole year. Super, super simple ingredient list. Peppermint hydrosol, guar gum, water, phospholipids, CBD extract, watermelon fruit ferment, and silver ion. So really simple. It's really like the experience of this is incredible. It's so refreshing. I was using it, I remember, like in the spring and into the summer of 2022, this last year. And I just found it to be one of the best experiences of a product from Beauty Heroes that I had tried in recent memory. Not a long-term product for me just because of the ingredient mismatch, but I did find it to be, they call it D-drop humectant factor. I did find it to be hydrating. I mean, I got kind of more of an initial bump from it, if you will, and then a bit of declining returns, which happens. It could be something that you could rotate in and out, but really, really great experience that I enjoyed thoroughly. The lemon body potion I did not use much of. Again, I do appreciate that couscous has very simple and high quality formulas. I prefer old couscous before she started putting CBD and everything, like the blue body wax. My favorite product now has CBD in it as well. Moringa butter, amla oil, great ingredient. Distilled lemon, sea buckthorn CO2. Oh, maybe this doesn't have CBD in it. Caledonia, sandalwood, elderberry. Okay, I guess I'm mistaken. For some reason, I thought this had it in it. I'll blame my postpartum haze, okay? I did try and use this. I think I stopped using it because I didn't enjoy the texture, could have been, or I found the scent was not very strong. Like, I'm very attracted to lemon and citrusy anything, and I love citrus. I think maybe it was a texture thing, and I didn't find it to be, I don't know, maybe it wasn't nourishing enough. I may have to revisit that one as well. Okay, December was 2 products from Arcana. It was the Holocene Intense Lipid Repair Balm and the Lightwave Enzyme Cleansing Balm. Okay, here's another case of a brand that I preferred their products before they were reformulated. So in particular, their cleansing product used to be a very lightly emulsifying, almost gel. And I loved it. And I don't like cleansing balms or products that emulsify generally. But a friend had given me a sample and I really liked it because the emulsification was not squeaky. It still left a bit of residue, similar to a product we'll talk about in 2022, the Sahajan cleansing oil. If you're gonna emulsify it, have it be like a very light emulsification so you're still getting a bit left behind. And unfortunately, this reformulation went in the other direction. It gives like too clean of a clean. And that's just what the market, like people still in the United States want that type of cleansing experience. They want their skin to feel clean. I just think we're kind of conditioned to need that. I was gonna just go on some tangent about like the history of the sanitation movement from the turn of the century and how these ideas about cleanliness and purity got like kind of implanted in everybody's psyche in the United States, but I'll spare you. It just was too, not what I want in a cleansing product personally. And then I really, you guys, I have wanted to like this brand. I really have. Boxwalla featured them as well, like the 9 Herbs Charm Oil. I was always attracted to the branding and everything. And I just found the products to fall short. And I feel so bad saying that. This brand has actually since closed. Not that long ago, maybe 6 months ago, the woman behind the brand decided to go in another direction. I think she's now doing something in creative consulting, if I'm remembering correctly. She started some other business. And I actually had not realized that Arcana has been around quite a bit longer than I was aware of. Like 2014, I remember her in her sort of farewell post on Instagram. She had mentioned how she's kind of been at this for quite a long time. And muru butter, ukuba seed butter, kind of reminded me a bit of some of the butters that Earthwise formulates with and some of her balms as well. But I just found this to be lacking, like in terms of impact, in terms of hydration, moisture retention. I would use it at night the way I would use any other balm, and I would just wake up and feel like my skin was a bit lifeless, to be honest. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a product that I sleep with and I feel plumped and refreshed in the morning, which is, those are the products that kind of make it into my routine. So I think the ingredients were just not a match for me, or it would have been better served layering, which I think I tried to do. This is one of those products, like I tried so many ways to like it, and then I just had to kind of throw in the towel. January 2022 was the Ayuna Terra Viva. So it was the latest iteration of Terra. And they called this one Terra Viva. I'm blanking on what color the vessel was. It could have been black. I do have an Instagram post on it. I tried it and I then gifted it on to my mom, who is a huge Ayuna fan. If someone with more mature skin concerns you know, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s women that are looking for skincare recommendations. That's what and they want like sort of a luxury experience. I recommend Iuna. I think the products are exceptional. I love the brand, and I'm due to purchase an Essence. That's my favorite product from Iuna. But Terra Viva, I think people just loved receiving such an incredible high value item in a box to start off the new year. We're ready to now tackle 2022 all the way up through the current box, November, featuring True Botanicals, which I did not do a standalone review on. Okay, February 2022, one of my favorite boxes of the year with one of my favorite skincare brands, Earthwise. It was a launch of a new balm from Earthwise, the Isadora Face Balm, Opulent Face Balm for dry skin. This joined the ranks of 3 other balms in Earthwise's range: Tigress, Yasuni, and Green Leaves. I have a whole review of all 3 Earthwise balms, and this is definitely distinct, and I think there was absolutely a place in the brand for this product. You know, some brands just create way too many SKUs, and then these more handmade brands obviously I think are more intentional about what they put out. I actually really like Isadora as a moisturizing mask. If I'm gonna soak in the tub for 30-40 minutes, this is incredible. This will plump up your skin. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but I even find that if I've had this on my skin for half an hour to an hour, like in a thick layer, it kind of fills in lines, like fine lines. It plumps up the skin such that it diminishes the appearance of fine lines. This is my experience with it. It has a really beautiful, oh, it smells so good. It's kind of mysterious and deep and smoky, and I kind of think of precious jewels and treasure when I smell it. I don't know, it's really, really a beautiful product, and now that we're moving into winter, I'll definitely be busting it out more. I like it as a leave-on as well overnight, but I actually even like it very judiciously applied as a makeup primer. Like if I'm gonna do kind of a thicker cream foundation, like the Kara Weiss cream foundation, that makes a really, really nice primer. You can use it in the ends of your hair as kind of a styling balm. I like Yasuni for that, but Isadora is really nice as well. And then the other product was Black Locust Firming Concentrate. I think it was a nice pick for them to include because this is one of the more results-oriented products from Earthwise. It does have bakuchiol. I wish it did not, just because it's not something I like to use regularly, but the rest of the formula, I mean, you guys have probably a million times heard me talk about. The first time I used this was like a pseudo-spiritual experience. I felt like that scene from the movie In the Fountain where I think it's like the conquistador is at the Tree of Life and he drinks the elixir and then flowers start like sprouting from his belly button. I love that movie, by the way. That's kind of how I felt the first time I used this. I had like a garden that was like starting to grow forth from my being on my skin, on my face. Incredible. And I do think you get results, skin refining and perfecting results with regular use with that product. Okay, March 2022, I was really excited for this box. It was featuring Activist Manuka, and it was 3 products. Sorry, this looks horrendous. The Manuka Honey Mask, the Green Botanical Serum, and then it was a jar of one of the honeys, and I'm blanking which, and I don't have it anymore because we ate it and I recycled it. I was excited about this because these were 2 products that I was planning to buy of my own accord because I was really curious about them. However, you can see this is an empty. I used this whole Manuka Honey Mask up. It's the 850 plus. It's still a bit of a mystery to me why the price is so marked up per ounce versus their 850 jar. Wins the award for worst packaging of like these entire past 2 years. I cannot tell you the annoyance and yeah, annoyance, I guess, I felt trying to use this product. And I wanted to use it up because I mean, I can't let good Manuka honey go to waste. I use this mostly as a second cleanse. I didn't really ever sit with it on my face as a mask, but it was a really nice second cleanse. The packaging was so bad because it got so messy. Product would ooze no matter how you shouldn't have to work so hard also, you know, like do a million different troubleshooting techniques to get it to not ooze out, like store it a certain way and only touch it from here and, you know, put it to bed with like a hot water bottle. Like no, like No. So I hated the packaging, but I used up the product. I would not repurchase it for the packaging inconveniences alone. The green botanical serum, I mean, wow, the color. The reason this is pretty much full is that I don't like the blue tansy scent in it at all. And I found it to be similar to the Arcana 9 Herbs Charm Oil, which I said I tried through Boxwalla. I tried them around the same time, both blue tansy heavy oils and two clarifying for me. I found them to be not nourishing, too light of an oil. So if you are, you know, you're in your 20s, you have combination oily type of skin, you might really like this. It's a very lightweight oil. So maybe a face oil for someone that doesn't think that they like face oil. They don't want like a very oily finish type of thing. And the honeys in the jars, absolutely love. I will repurchase those for sure. And the 100, maybe that's the one that was in, really, really good for kids. Just put it on toast, eat it off the spoon. The middle one is probably my favorite. I think it's like a 350. I just like the flavor of that one the best. And then the 850 in the jar is like medicinal, has like a very strong like honey medicinal taste, but it works. I think it's a good medicine cabinet honey to have around. April of 2022, a beautiful brand, has the packaging and design and branding elevated to a beautiful degree. It looks like something you would see, you know, at Neiman Marcus, right? Or Saks or something. Nature of Things, the Restorative Floral Bath and the Cleansing Body and Scalp Polish. I think these were the only two products. I had tried some of Nature of Things previously through a limited edition holiday discovery that Beauty Heroes had done. So the Restorative Floral Bath I did try, but it does have CBD in it. And I prefer my kind of no frills therapeutic baths or magnesium baths. And I would mix this in sometimes to a therapeutic bath. I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten away from scented bath products. I don't know. Smells really nice. It's primarily, I smell plumeria, which reminds me of my high school Bath and Body Works days, but this is like, you know, beautiful, refined, eco-luxe version of plumeria. This is more the product that was the standout for me, the Cleansing Body and Scalp Polish. Now, I kind of fell in love with this product postpartum because I like barely had time to wash my hair, seriously. Using this postpartum made me feel like a more alive human being. And so I'm very thankful for that. It suds up really nicely. It's kind of everything that I always wanted the Christophe Robin hair and scalp scrubs to be, and this is just so much easier to use. It disperses nicely. At this point, now that my hair and scalp have gone through lots of changes postpartum, I almost find it to be like too strong for me now. So I would use it sparingly in your scalp, but it does also make a really beautiful body scrub and polish as well. I really like the scent personally. I think it's nice. It reminds me of, like I'm saying, like high-end eco-luxury department store is kind of what this brand reminds me of. Okay, May 2022. This was a trio box, a box that had 3 products in it. The Sahajan Essential Cleansing Oil, the Nourish Creme Riche, and the Radiance Face Serum. Now, on the face of this, I think this can maybe seem like a bit of an unassuming brand, but I'm telling you, the quality of Sahajan is really good. Like some of the best of this entire video. I had Lisa, the woman behind this brand, it's an Ayurvedic skincare brand. I had her on my podcast. Super incredible, nice, enthusiastic woman. And I just think her products deliver. I really do. I don't think that they're all fluff. I think they really work. And the essential cleansing oil, actually I keep in my rotation. I use this as a second cleanse a couple times a week. Most people would probably use it as like a first cleanse, but I use it as a second cleanse because I like the residue that's left behind. Yeah, I like this. I think it's a nice balance for me between wanting my face to feel clean, like if I'm wearing makeup, after I've already removed makeup with an oil and then using this, versus something that's gonna feel more squeaky clean, right? So this is a nice compromise in that regard for me. This does have hyaluronic acid in it, but I wish it didn't because I like this a lot. Like I like the experience of using it. Could be used AM or PM. I find it to be super pleasurable, slightly lifting, refining, plays well with other products, but because of the hyaluronic acid, not something that I would use regularly, but I do like it a lot. And then the Nourish Creme Riche was the product that I had sung the praises of from my A Night for Green Beauty testing. Incredible product. I don't use creams regularly, but I do keep this around in case the mood ever strikes me. This and Free and True Mama Pacha and the Iuna creams are really the only ones that have swayed me to want to recommend face creams. I know a lot of people still like face creams. I'm just an oil and balm person, as you've heard me say a bajillion times. This is really, really a great product. And so such a good box. I mean, not new to me, right? The brand was not new to me and I had tried most of these things before, but it's sort of similar to the ingredients box, like more unassuming, but so solid. So big rave for me. Like this is a solid A in terms of what I would grade it as. Okay, June 2022, Lil Fox. Ambrosia Immortalis Eye Complex, Leave-On Peptide Mask, and the Blue Legume Shiitake and Microalgae Hydra-Soothe Cream Mask. I have to say I thought these were really a letdown. I just have to be frank and say that. I tried to use the eye cream for a good month. I'm telling you, like something around the 3-4 week mark, and I'm just throwing the towel and I'm like, no. I mean, it does smell nice. And that's a thing too with Lil Fox. I'm always like, maybe I should just keep trying. Maybe I should just put in a little, maybe I should just try a little harder to make this work. And then it just isn't there. That's how I feel about this. I was using it mostly in the morning. I mean, it's how I feel about the other eye products I talked about. I just felt like it didn't do anything and I didn't enjoy it enough to keep using it. Why belabor that, right? That is what it is. Now the Blue Legume, I think I tried once or twice and did not have a good experience, I have to be honest. In fact, I found that this product did the opposite of what it claimed to do, hydrate the skin. I found it to actually be like a little stripping on me. Isn't that strange? Why would that happen? The smell is very sharp. It smells like fresh cut grass, basil. Like it smells like herbs, like an herb pesto. Kind of smells like pesto. I didn't enjoy the scent when I had it on my skin. It was kind of hard to remove. I didn't like the effect it gave my skin. So like a miss. For sure, like a very solid miss for me personally. Okay, July 2022 featured a brand I was hoping we were gonna see in Beauty Heroes this year, and indeed they delivered. The Polish brand Oil Lab. The two products were the multi-dimensional hydrating face serum called Aquasphere and the calming adaptogenic facial emulsion called the Forest Retreat. Now, I talked about this in the standalone review I did. I personally would have preferred, they do like a mushroom, I think it's a mushroom oil. I would have preferred that to this because this is like a 5-weight hyaluronic serum. It's basically the epitome of everything I think is wrong with skincare. So again, I'm not gonna belabor that, but this is not a product I think is beneficial to the skin really in any way. Also, Oil Lab, like I get it, they're sort of trying to market themselves as like highly scientific meets, you know, green beauty type of things. That's just not a compelling message to me. Call me a Luddite. Like to me, high tech is like a turnoff, but that's just me. This I do like, the Forest Retreat. I think that this actually delivers noticeable calming results to the skin if you get prone to redness or have any kind of flare, sensitivity. This really does work quite quickly too. I do like this, and I would rotate this in and out with my other serums that I use. This is a good product in my opinion, but the box was split because I really have no interest in the other product at all. Okay, August 2022, kind of following on the heels of what I feel Beauty Heroes has been trying to do this year, branch out more into lifestyle, you know, with the Manuka box and some of the more lifestyle oriented products from Nature of Things. They featured the CBD brand Prima. The 3 products were the Beyond Body Oil. Let me get this out of the box here. And then there was a cream and some capsules. Now the cream and the capsules I actually have already packaged up in a box of products I'm sending to my sister. So suffice to say, I'm not gonna use those products. I actually did try the cream when I was going through my wrist tendonitis, which by the way, 100% healed. It's almost like I never had it. Sometimes it does feel slightly stiff, but I have a whole pinned highlight reel on my LAMOUR La Musique Instagram for how I, healed and was working on my tendinitis. And I just hope that I don't ever have a flare of that again, because it was extremely painful. I did like this body oil, to be honest. I thought it was a beautiful texture. I loved the scent. I love that it has magnesium in it. And if you like CBD in your products, I do think that this to me was the standout from the box for sure. Yeah, but overall, I'm not a CBD person. I would venture to guess we're not going to be seeing it in products and having marketing hype around it in 2-3 years. I think it's a phase. I have heard from people that the Prima products are effective. And I actually do have, this was not in the box, but Beauty Hero sent me their R&R Stick Extra. So this has 1,500 milligrams of hemp CBD. This I am going to be keeping around in my medicine cabinet in case, someone has a tendinitis flare or anything like that. I think that's a good medicine cabinet product. Okay, I'm running out of battery, so a couple more things to get through. The September 2022 box featured Blue Alchemy again, and this is probably my favorite box of 2022 in addition to the Earthwise box and the Sahajan box. Those are probably, but these were brand new products that I had never tried, new releases from Blue Alchemy, the Superfruit AHA and BHA Resurfacing Mask and the Vital Moisture Mask. I love both. I think these are exceptional. And the Superfruit AHA and BHA has become like my favorite exfoliant. I use it about once a month. That's all I need. And I use the Vital Moisture Mask as a sleeping mask, maybe once a week. I love these. I think they're so exceptional. Favorite box of the year, I would say. Okay, October 2022 was an Innersense box. There were 4 products. I Create Shine Serum Oil. I think it was the Detox Hair Mask, the Hydrating Hair Mask, which I don't have in front of me, and the True Enlightenment Scalp Scrub. So my favorite product from this box is definitely the hair oil, which I've been enjoying. It has a beautiful scent. I love the way it smells. It reminds me of hair products I used to use when I was, in high school. But like the best version of that. It just has a really pleasing smell. If you use too much, it will make your hair look greasy and oily, but it's a very nice shine serum. I've been using it and loving it. And the other Innersense products are now in my stash if I need to draw on them. I just personally don't have time for a lot of hair treatment products, but I do think that they're good to have in your cabinet and arsenal. And now we come to November 2022. I know I'm rushing. I just really don't want to run out of battery. True Botanicals. 2 products, the Phytoretinol Vitamin A Sleep Mask and the Vitamin A Booster. I did a quick Instagram story review of these. I think these little ampules are fun. I'm using these because it's basically like a pumped up version of a rosehip seed oil. Twist one capsule and I'll just put it on my face, morning or evening. I think it's fine to use these in the morning. No one's sitting in direct sun in November anymore unless you like live near the equator. Yeah, and I'm more likely to use them in the morning because they can stain your sheets if you do your skincare too close to bedtime. The mask, there's no synthetic retinol in these. I think phytoretinol is like a complete marketing strategy that it has not sold me on anything. I think these are basically just nourishing skincare products. This is like a very loose liquidy moisturizer, so it's not really a very me type of product, so I'll probably be passing this on. But I do like the ampules and I think they're fun to use and good for travel. I'll just end on this note. I just think that True Botanicals is like, they're such a commercial brand at this point, and I think that we need to think about why they were for a long time pulling back from like all their retail presence, like Beauty Heroes. They may have always been carried in department stores. I don't know. I didn't follow the brand closely also because they use celebrity endorsement as one of their main strategies, which is antithetical to the type of brand that I personally would buy from. They have a bajillion SKUs. They're one of these brands that has like a bunch of investors to answer to. To me, it gets away from like the heart of green beauty, but obviously we're very pluralistic and there's something for everybody, right? But I think we have to ask, okay, now why are they coming back into these eco beauty retailers? And so then we have to look at sort of the bigger landscape of beauty. and like what's happening financially. So just to leave you with like a little nugget of something to think about and why we're seeing the things that we're seeing. And it's a very tough landscape, and I think it has been for years now, and probably will continue to be so, with brands folding and brands selling and getting acquired and all of this stuff. So I just thought it was interesting to see a highly corporatized brand come back into, you know, a niche market type of thing. And the ampules are nice, not a brand that I buy from personally, but there it is. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this long video. I will have everything listed and linked below. I appreciate you so much, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video soon. Bye.